My name is Leo, and I'm a painter. Seeking a spark of creativity, I rented an old wooden cabin deep in the mountains, far from the city's noise. The place was peaceful, quiet, perhaps a little too quiet. While clearing out the cabin's dusty attic, I found an old wooden box. Inside were some forgotten toys and a child's sketchbook. On the very last page, there was a peculiar drawing. It was a stick figure, but its arms and legs weren't simple lines. They were chaotic, frantic scribbles of black ink. And on its face was a wide, empty smile. The image was unsettling, but I dismissed it as nothing more than a child's strange imagination. The trouble started a few nights later. In the dead of night, I would wake up to a scratching sound, a dry, scraping noise like fingernails dragging across the walls. In the morning, I'd find black, jagged marks on the wallpaper, mimicking the scribbles from the drawing. At first, I blamed it on rats, but after I cleaned the marks away, they would reappear the next night, larger and more defined than before. My focus on my art began to wane. No matter what I tried to paint, the chaotic scribble pattern would find its way into my work. My own art was becoming distorted, monstrous. One evening, I was working late in my studio. Out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw something move behind a large canvas. I looked closer and saw a shadow stretching across the floor. A shadow that was tall, distorted, with unnaturally long and thin limbs. Just like the scribbles. I flicked on the main light and the shadow vanished. My fear started to grow. I retrieved the old sketchbook again. As I opened it, my blood ran cold. The stick figure wasn't in its original position. It was now standing in the middle of the page, one of its scribble-like hands stretched out as if it were trying to reach out of the paper itself. The storm hit that night. The power went out, plunging the entire cabin into darkness. And then I heard the scratching sound again. But this time, it wasn't coming from the other side of the wall. It was coming from inside my room. From under the door, I aimed my flashlight at the door and saw a black, tink-like liquid seeping in from the gap at the bottom. The inky puddle began to pool together, slowly rising, taking a shape. The shape of a tall, gaunt man. Its body was a living, shifting mass of black scribbles. It had no eyes, only that wide, vacant smile. It wasn't a shadow, it was real. A three-dimensional being made of frantic lines. It started to move towards me, and with every step, it made a dry, rustling sound, like paper being crumpled. Terrified, I stumbled backward, bumping into my art table. My hand landed on a piece of charcoal. In a desperate act, I grabbed a blank canvas and began to draw a cage, trying to trap the scribble creature on paper. But as I drew, I noticed my own hand was shaking, and my fingers were becoming long, black, and distorted. Inky, scribble-like veins were appearing on my skin. The scribble man didn't want to kill me. It wanted to consume my creativity, to make me like itself. The last thing I remember is my body feeling weightless, as light as paper. I could feel my three-dimensional existence fading, merging into the flat, two-dimensional world of the page. New tenants come to this cabin now. They too find the old wooden box in the attic. They too open the sketchbook. But now, on the last page, there aren't one but two stick figures standing side by side, one with a wide, empty smile, and next to it, another, its face frozen in a silent, eternal scream. Because in the world of paper, The rule is simple. The scribble man is never alone.